Only fools fall in love. Only fools fall in love. Let me tell you why.
Not because she was the most beautiful, the best dancer or singer, but because she ran circles around the best singers and dancers with her work ethic. See, all Motown artists were required to spend a specific amount of time per week taking voice, dance, and etiquette classes, but only Diana would stay hours after perfecting her craft. Mary Wilson later complained about favoritism towards Diana during the Supreme days, and Barry doesn't deny it. He says Diana was a favorite, but her dedication and natural star aura justified it. Whatever Barry could think, Diana could do. She implicitly trusted his direction, and so did he in her artistic consistency that could surpass any expectation no matter what you threw at her. The Supremes recorded everything from pop to Broadway standards, performed everywhere from the Chitlin Circuit to prestigious stages like the Copacabana in New York. They became international stars, damn near the co-host of the Ed Sullivan Show as much as they performed on it. They epitomized a kind of beauty and elegance that put them in the same room as the Queen. Barry wanted to create something bigger than a race or a genre of music, and the Supremes frontman, Diana Ross, was dedicated to helping him achieve that because she wanted the same thing for herself. She became Barry's muse, and that's where the romanticism comes in. He idolized the consummate entertainer that she was. She revered the limitless, bright mind that he was. It was such an intense admiration that the first time they were intimate, Barry couldn't even perform. Catch my drift. Diana trusted him so much with her career that even after she got married to her first husband, who became her manager, Barry was still dictating. He saw in Diana what she didn't see in herself, more than music. He saw her starring in films, having her own Broadway show, efforts that did later come to fruition and earned her Golden Globes, Tonys, and blockbuster films. Almost everything that the duo touched turned to gold, but they never married. And by 1980, she left him and Motown after 20 years. Diana and Barry carved a lane of their own and changed what was possible for a black entertainer and mogul. But they weren't half as good lovers.
You were the boss, you looked up to, you were a role model, you were a mentor, you were head of the company, you were a lover, but you were all that mixed up together. And part of that was the problem.
Yeah, that's exactly what the problem was. It was confusion. It was a confusing kind of situation. But we had this, deep respect. And to me, respect turns into love. It's not the other way around.
And although they loved each other, Barry admits that he was more in love with her success as a star than a potential wife. And Diana realized that she was never in love with him to begin with.
Exactly.
Was he in love with you?
Yeah, I think so.
Love is dangerous.
I think so.
And you couldn't...
No, I loved him very much, but not a passionate kind of love, not the kind of love that I've had with my husbands.
Yeah, okay.
I've loved him in a way you look up to someone that you admire, and I have loved him, yes. And thought I was passionately in love with him, but now as I'm older, I look back and I said, no, it's not the same. This is different.
When Diana departed from him in Motown in 1980, receiving the largest amount of money ever paid to an artist at the time when she signed to RCA, it closed one of the most significant chapters of her life and encapsulated a once-in-a-lifetime relationship. Some would say that they were soulmates intended to never be more than what they were.
When I met Berry Gordy, I didn't know that he was going to have this kind of impact on my life, but he was about, at that time, one of the brightest young black men I had ever met. I mean, I saw him he was really someone who had a vision, who did not accept his life the way it was.
Man who founded and built Motown Records.
Yes, and really had a vision. And
Did
he's
you
also
fall in love with him early?
No, I didn't.
Now, on Diana's way out,
Beautiful.
she took with her a group that Motown had their eyes on, but she said, I got more in store for y'all.
Ladies.